right, this is from the Idaho Statesman. Parishioners were stunned by news of priest arrest. And what was in there is hundreds of child porn images, LSD, ecstasy found in a Boise ex priest home, prosecutor says by Ruth Brown. Now, while this might be shocking to some, this is not that shocking to me once you start looking into this guy. This is a progressive liberal priest, activist priest, also probably communist, and I'm guessing one of those guys who claimed Jesus would have been a communist too, which anyone who actually knows what Jesus said knows that he would not be a communist. Okay, so hundreds of images of child porn and drugs, including marijuana, ecstasy, and LSD, were found in the home of a retired Boise priest, a prosecutor said Monday morning court hearing. Longtime Catholic Reverend W. Thomas uh, Fauché, looks like Foucher, 72, 72 years old, was brought into court in a wheelchair Monday evening for his arraignment on 14 different charges. Most of the crimes involve Idaho's law against child pornography. He is charged with 10 counts of sexual exploitation of a child, 2 counts of distributing sexually exploitive material involving children. His last 2 charges are both for drug possessions. All the charges are felonies except for both drug counts. Now, further in the article, they talk about the drug counts being misdemeanors. So, Fauché was arrested on a warrant from the Idaho Attorney General's office on Friday. The same day, investigators obtained a search warrant for his home, which he rents from the Catholic Church. Officials said little about the charges over the weekend, other than the investigation began with a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Ada County Deputy Prosecutor Cassandra Slavin, offered more context Monday. She said some images on Fauché's computer involved young children, including infants and toddlers. The images included children being subjected to different sexual acts and torture, she said. Slavin also described email conversations where Fauché reportedly traded images and talked about his sexual interest in children. She said Fauché has a very sophisticated knowledge of exchanging and viewing child pornography, and in certain chats investigators viewed, she said, this is where it gets really fucked up. He expressed a desire to molest children. No, wait, not that yet. One chat screen was open on his computer when the police served the search warrant, she said. Here's where it gets really fucked up. In the chats, he talked about his, quote, desires to rape and kill children, end quote. That's right. Deputy Prosecutor Kathy Guzman said at a probable cause hearing said that at a probable cause hearing earlier Monday. Judge Michael W. Lojek ordered Fauché held on a $250,000 bond, half of what Slavin thought, and directed him to have no contact with any children under 18. He's also forbidden from using the internet. Fauché's attorney, Mark Manweiler, that's a funny name, argued that his client should be released. Yes. Just because he doesn't have a criminal record and has an impeccable reputation. Well, I believe that impeccable reputation and criminal record are now garbage. They're worth nothing. Nothing. He spoke about his desires to rape and kill children. He has kitty porn on his computer that has images of infants and toddlers being sexually abused and tortured. I mean, he's got LSD, he's got ecstasy, he's a progressive. Manweiler said the priest answered 5 hours worth of questions from police and said there have never been a claim of abuse or impropriety aimed at Fauché, despite tens of thousands of children his client has been around. I wonder how many of those he's been around that he has had contact with. I mean, this is just speculation here. That he's, raped and killed. Okay? This is not a Catholic priest. This is a satanic, evil person parading around as someone who talks about the love of Jesus and God, the creator of the universe. Manweiler also argued against the no contact order. Oh yes, because this this lawyer here, he definitely wants this guy to have some kids before he gets put away forever, right? He said Fauché was expected to have many community members visit after leaving jail. He did not want his client to unintentionally violate the order if visitors brought a child with them. Um, yeah, I don't think any parent is going to be bringing their child to him. Fauché is well liked and well known. Manweiler said he counts among his good friends people at the highest level of both branches. Oh, what? No. Yeah, of course. Both of state government and local government, and some judicial officials here in Ada County. Oh yeah, because I'm sure all of those guys are completely innocent. Don't know how he got all this LSD and ecstasy and kitty porn. Um, his next court date is scheduled soon, and here we go. This is where, and here's a picture of this skis ball priest. Update: Church says it will evict Boise priest following child porn and drug charges. Oh man. Fauché's activism and pastoral career. Fauché has been retired for 3 years. He has not held any pastoral assignments since that time. Roman Catholic Diocese of Boise said Friday, because of the seriousness of the allegations, Fauché will be unable to admit to minister in the Diocese of Boise in any way. The diocese will cooperate fully with law enforcement officials in their investigation. He previously was an active priest and canon lawyer. Ooh, really? And was an activist on a number of church issues, including the sexual abuse of children by priests. Was he advocating for it? Hmm. In court Monday, Manweiler pointed to Fauché's reputation as a progressive activist as one reason to free him from jail. Oh, see, he can have all the child porn. He can talk about raping and killing little kids, little toddlers, little babies, you know, and have drugs and LSD and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's okay because he's a progressive activist. He's progressive, just like the abortion people. They want to kill babies too. And then the progressives also. And progressive is actually flip flop code. They go between progressive and liberal. They change their name due to how unpopular their policies become. So after a while they'll go by liberal again, and then after a while they'll change it when once those policies become unpopular, they'll change it to progressive, and then they just flip flop back and forth. But what a lot of people don't know is that whole progressive uh, self-titled that they call, that's directly communist, directly from Soviet Russia propaganda, and even Chinese Chairman Mao retrograde. Um, that it's all the same thing. Communism is progressivism. Progressivism is liberalism, and that's all leftism, all together like that. And um, like he said, it was an activist on a number of church issues, including the sexual abuse of children by priests. And yes, his I'm sorry, my kids are going crazy. Manuel pointed to Fauché's reputation as a progressive activist as one reason to free him from jail. Fauché's career with the church took him far and wide before he reached Treasure Valley. Within Idaho, he also served in Pocatello, American Falls, Emmett, and McCall. He has had pastoral assignments in Oregon and Maryland, and outside of the U.S. has served in Scotland and England. according to a short resume on St. Mary's Catholic Church website. As of Monday, that resume appeared to have been removed. Fauché grew up in Boise, attended St. Mary's as a child. He was ordained in Boise in 1971. He returned here in 2002 to serve at St. Mary's. He joined St. Mary's as just 1 month after revelations that a deacon there had viewed child porn. I wonder if there's a connection between that. Maybe he wanted to go there because there's a little den of satanic perverts in there parading around as men of the cloth. Fauché has long criticized the Catholic Church handling of sexual abuse by priests. What, did he say they needed to do it more? Earlier in 2002, while based in Sisters, Oregon, he told one gathering that the church was looking the wrong way at incidents of molested children. What? That that it's bad? See, you got to listen to how they talk. Progressivism is progressive. No, it's regressive. So you gotta listen to what they say, and you gotta interpret it because these people are fucked up. Um, and he said that Cardinal Bernard Law should resign for the events eventually documented in the 2015 movie Spotlight. Fauché wrote to the Statesman in 2010 that the 82-year-old Pope Benedict should retire because he's much too old to lead the church through this mess. Oh, did you want to be there instead? You wanted to be there instead? So, you can give some kids some LSD and and some ecstasy there, buddy. Give him a little Jesus juice. Get him drunk. As a canon lawyer, Fauché sometimes represented other priests. Oh, how nice of him. In 2014, regarding a priest who had been removed from a parish in Bend, Oregon for undisclosed reasons. Throughout his career, he has openly spoken out against the death penalty and said homosexuality is not a choice. No, but, uh, viewing child porn is, and raping kids is. In 2013, Fauché said that he supported same sex marriages while opposing any requirement that churches perform them. Yeah, see? See, that's progressive. That's liberal. That's trendy. He also wrote in The Statesman in 2013 that he supported immigration reform, stressing that it was both a moral and economic decision. Right, right, right. You want some little immigrant kids in here with no knowledge of the country's language so you can do whatever you want, right? Fauché urged greater recognition of women in the church. Oh, of course. You're a bastion of progress of women. Right. Probably celebrates Communist International Women Day, too. He was a pastor when St. Mary's was renovated a decade ago. The renovation included a new painting that showed Mary and Jesus surrounded by 18 women from across Catholic history. We need to have stronger images of women as the saints of the church. And this is one way of doing it. Yeah, I don't disagree. But why just include them together? Why do you need to separate them at all? But again, that's his progressive liberalism there. And there we go. But yeah, that is the progressive liberal communist Catholic priest. Um, Talking about his desire to rape and kill children and lots of child porn and having drugs and ecstasy and hundreds of porn images. Yeah, there you go, friends. Enjoy that. Um, I'm glad they totally kicked him out. That's good. This dude needs to he needs to hang.